Hi guys, here we are, part 2 of the sauces, Les Saucières. Wellington Academy Cookery Club. I was just thinking we could call it the Wellington Academy COVID Cookery Club, the WACS, but maybe not. Anyway, so part 2. We're going to do a cream sauce. It's a reduction sauce, this one. It's nice and quick, nice and easy, okay? This one, the recipe is going to be put online as well for this one. And this one I probably, because I'm a bit weird about this one, I changed the recipe a little bit, but don't panic. I'm not going to throw you all into confusion. It's a very simple little change. So I've got an onion here, okay, just half an onion. I'm just going to make a little sauce here, and I'm just going to turn my pan on, get it warming up. Just a little drop. A little bit of oil. Butter is really nice. I like to use butter for this one, but I just put a little drop of oil in there. Okay, so what we're going to do, obviously take the top of the onion off like that, leaving the root end on, root end pointing away. See the lines in the onion there, so what I'm going to do is use the tip of my knife and follow those lines. Haven't cut all the way through to the onion there, just cut through like that. Dead easy. Onions still together in one piece. Then I need fairly small pieces, so I'm going to a couple of cuts there. Again, can you see that I'm not going all the way through the onion? It's still connected at this end. There we go. And then just cut across the grain like that. And then we've got some nice small pieces of onion. Don't need too much, that'll probably be enough. It's probably more than enough that I need for this sauce. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is get my onion in there. And just get that cooking. You can probably hear it sizzling away. Cloth, keep it tidy, keep it clean. Okay, all the time. And don't forget bacterial spray. Right, onions just starting to cook off there. Now the garlic. Garlic, get your garlic clove, 1-2 cloves, however much garlic you like, it's up to you entirely. Cut the root end off, just the root end, so it's the opposite to the onion. The onion you keep the root end on, garlic you cut it off. Lay the knife on top, crush it down like that, and then you'll find that the peel will just fall away like that, no problem, okay? Chop that down a little bit. Get it nice and fine like that. And then what we do, a secret ingredient here, a top tip here, a little bit of salt. Just a bit of salt. The salt absorbs all the flavours and the moistures from the garlic, of course, so they're not lost in the board. Adds a little bit of grit, so it helps the chopping process. Onion together like that, get garlic together like that. Top of the knife, just twist the knife like that. Whoop. Try and keep it on the board, chef. Crushed, chopped, job's a goodie. Into my pan with my onions. Now depending on garlic, and if you like garlic, the later you add the garlic to the dish, the stronger the flavour of the garlic. If you kind of like that garlic but you're not all that struck on it, then put it in earlier. Cook it out a bit more and you have less of a garlic flavour. Okay, really important. Well, kind of important, okay? So that's all good. Right, so that's just what we call sweating out. What we're doing here is just cooking the onion out. As I've said to you guys before, the onion has a lot of sugar in there. The plant itself, the onion, is a member of the sugar beet family, and it's the sugars that we want to get out of the onion to flavour the dish, to sweeten the dish. So if we cook the onion out like this, we're bringing those flavours out. We're taking that strong onion flavour away, all right, and it's going to improve the flavour. So I don't want to brown this onion at all. All I want to do is sweat it. Now it's just starting to go to what we call a translucent stage, which is fantastic, okay? That means it's cooking, but it's not browning. Now I've got some white wine here. Now for you guys under 18, you might struggle on this one. You don't have to put white wine in this one, all right? We're doing a white wine sauce here today, not a problem. If you've got a parent around and they got a little bit of white wine, you never know in these crazy days of COVID, there might be the odd bottle of wine knocking around, okay? Then maybe ask your parents for some white wine. Don't use red wine, don't use rosé, it doesn't work so well. You end up with a really weird pink sauce. Bit of white wine in there. Hear that sizzling? That smells lovely. Right, now the next thing I do, again, it's a bit of a chefy thing here, a little bit of whole grain mustard in there, okay? The whole grain mustard gives a really nice flavour. Haven't got it? Don't worry. You've got Dijon mustard or an English mustard? Fine, try a little bit of that in there, okay? I like whole grain mustard in this sauce, it's just me. Now that's reducing down, and what that's doing now is that's coming up to the boil, it's getting rid of the alcohol from the wine, it's concentrating the flavours down. Okay, so it's really important. Concentrating those flavours down. Move that out of your way there, miss.
It's done. I think it's not filmed. Stop filming. No, it's not. Still going.
Do you want to pause, miss?
No.
Okay. Right, so that's just reducing down there. That's lovely. Smells really nice. Okay, so our next ingredient, okay, is the cream. Okay. I also wanted to introduce these two bad boys to you. All right. These are a couple of fun guys that I know. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Mushroom. All right. And I find you slice these bad boys and put them in there as well and cook them with this. Makes a really nice sauce. Okay. So, you know, that's something worth looking at. You might say there's not much room in there for it, but there is. There's plenty of room in there. All right. So now, cream. Lovely. Now use double cream for this one. It's got a high fat content. If you can't get double cream, the next one down from that is a whipping cream. That's got a high fat content, but don't use single cream. You won't get very far with single cream. It's okay, but it doesn't thicken very well. So the higher the fat content in the cream, the better it will thicken. Sometimes I've used some of these rich creams, and literally they thicken as soon as you put them into the pan. So it just depends. Some creams might take a little bit of cooking until they start to reduce and thicken, all right? But they shouldn't take too long. Literally, this sauce just takes a few minutes. It's so easy. Let's just see that starting to come up to the bubble now. I just want to reduce that down. I'm not going to get it too thick. The longer I leave it on there, the thicker it will become. And if I have the heat too high here, it'll actually burn the bottom of it, but it will also curdle the cream because it will be too much heat, and you'll find that the fat will come out of the cream. So don't have the heat too high on this one. I mean, I haven't touched the heat since I've started cooking. I've again had it on between 7 and 8, about moderate heat on the stove here. It will do the job, not a problem. Right, so that's looking pretty good. Like I say, at this point, you might want to put something in there. You want to put some fresh herbs in there. You might have some chopped parsley. It's not a problem. This sauce is great. I mean, I'm doing it with pasta here today, but this sauce is good. You can serve this with fish as well if you're cooking a fish dish. And it's very close to a sauce that we use when we're cooking beef for a couple of different dishes. One is called a steak Diane. The other one is called a beef stroganoff. It's the same principle. You just use beef. Put it over a beef sauce, beef. So there we go. That's come up to the boil. I don't want that too thick today. I'm quite happy with that now. Only takes a few minutes. Got my pasta ready here. Instead of me mixing the pasta in a separate bowl here, what I've done is I've just cooked my pasta and just popped it in a bowl there. and I'm going to put the sauce over the top. Okay, so I'm happy with that sauce now. Pop that over my pasta. If you don't like the onions, you could pass it through a strainer and strain out the onions if you don't want the onions. I love onions, so I leave them in, but it's entirely your call. So that is a cream reduction sauce. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. And I've got another sauce to do after this. That will be part 3 of the trilogy, and we'll get to that. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.